See, one of the problems that people have with saying Black Lives Matter is the name. They see irony in you saying Black Lives Matter when most black people are killed by other black people. Now keep in mind the whole topic of Black Lives Matter, because we don't have context anymore, it's supposed to be viewed in the context of police brutality. It's supposed to be in a context of, it appears to us that you can't really look at numbers. Actual numbers is rate, because black people are not in equal numbers of the population as white people. It's true that you can say more white people are being killed by police officers, but if you look at the rate in terms of the ratio of the racial group according to its size of the population, you'll see that it's affecting a larger percentage of black people. So that's why they're saying, we want to say that Black Lives Matter to people in positions of authority, like the cops. But the other side fires back, well, if you thought your lives really mattered, you would address the issue that more of you are being killed by other people in your same racial group. Now, I have to be honest, and I have to cop up to something. When I first heard the term Black Lives Matter, I knew that they could get dinged on that. That was the first thing that came to mind. But I said, nah, I'm being cynical. Nobody's going to take it there or even go there. People surely are going to understand that the context is police brutality. I was wrong. That's exactly what they dinged them on. But, I'm not part of the Black Lives Matter movement. Nobody consulted me when they picked their name or their slogan. And even if I was there, if I was in the room when they came up with that, you know what would have honestly happened? It's like what happens whenever I say anything. I would have been shouted down and told how wrong I was. Or even if they admitted that I was right, they would still say that they want to use that name because it's catchy. So either way, I would have been wrong and ignored. That's okay. I guess that's my lot in life. But one thing that the critics of Black Lives Matter need to take into consideration is the public should be able to lobby police officers to behave better instead of the black people that are killing other black people. Because a police officer is assumed to have morals and integrity. There's that Taekwondo principle of integrity. The black people who kill other black people are typically criminals. So you don't expect criminals to have integrity. You don't expect criminals to be people who you are supposed to be able to bargain and reason with. Police officers take an oath. They're supposed to behave better than the criminals. So throwing the black on black crime rate especially in terms of murder, is sort of a red herring, and you're taking things out of context, because police officers are supposed to behave better than criminals of any race. Now, having said that, do people realize that everyone is actually in more danger of being killed by someone who is in their race? Because typically, people who are in your race are next to you. They're there, they're in proximity of you, so they can hurt you. It's easier for you to be killed by somebody in your own race, because whether you want to admit it or not, a lot of us let our guard down around people who look like us more so than people who don't. So, there you have it. You're in closer proximity to somebody who's in your race. It's more likely that they could hurt you more so than someone who's not of your race. So, I will say that I can see the irony that people want to criticize the movement of Black Lives Matter. Because, again, they just misdirect, do a nice little psychological judo, I might add, and point at the rates of violence within the black community. Even though everybody in the world is more likely to be killed by, quote unquote, one of their own, even though we're all human beings, than somebody else. So those are my thoughts on that. Peace.